Thank you, ladies, for having me here today. Yes, a little mini-me came up with me to lend you some support here because I would like to apologize if I get a little emotional. My story that I'm going to share with you started a year ago yesterday, actually. And so this has been an emotional couple of days for me. This is an emotional time of year for me, so I apologize if I get a little emotional as I tell this story. First off, I want to say how amazing I think it is that you guys are doing this event. Awareness is so important, and so there is nothing but good things that's going to come from what you guys are doing today and what you're going to do with your game on Tuesday. It's amazing what you guys are doing. I know for you guys, it's fun, right? The photo booth, you guys are probably making posters and selling things and getting to wear maybe a special uniform or t-shirts and getting to do all that kind of stuff, getting fans involved, getting more students coming and watching your game that maybe don't normally come to volleyball games, but it's a special game, so you get them to come to it. And so I know that part of it is so much fun for you guys. But aside from all the fun stuff, you guys have a chance to seriously impact a family, a woman's life, and that's huge, okay? So what happened for me is October 1st, 2015, I was traveling with my volleyball girls to Lansing to take on Lansing and actually Olathe South. And when we got there, we were surprised to find out that it was a big pink night. We didn't have any idea. We got there and there was pink balloons everywhere, and they were giving out pink beads and doing all that kind of fun stuff. And we were excited because that's just a fun atmosphere to play in for a game. But throughout the night, they were coming over the announcements with statistics, like in between games and at timeouts. They were giving statistics about breast cancer awareness. And I remember one stat really stood out to me, and it was that 1 in 8 women is going to be affected by breast cancer in their lifetime. And I looked down the bench of my team of 9 girls, and I just thought, wow, that's too high of a number, that's just crazy. And so that stat stuck with me. And I went home that night and I did what everybody in the Kansas City metro area did in October of last year. And I turned on the Royals game and was watching them in their postseason run. And I just kept thinking back to those stats that I heard while I was at the game that night. And my son had just turned 1 at the time. And so I had been pregnant and breastfeeding and everything for basically 2 years and hadn't done a self-check for myself. And before that, during my adult life, I had been pretty consistent and had always done that, but realized it had been a good 2 years since I had done anything like that. So I decided to do a self-check, and that's when everything changed for me. It was within 6 days, I was actually at volleyball practice when I got a phone call that told me I had stage 2, what they would later change to actually being stage 3 invasive ductal carcinoma. Breast cancer. I was 35 years old, 5 years away from ever needing a mammogram for the first time. I had no family history of it. This was just not something that was on my radar. I was celebrating my little boy's first birthday. You know, I was coaching volleyball with my team, and this was just not something that was in my mind at all. I had not thought of this. But from there, I went through every test and scan imaginable, and met with some amazing doctors. And before Breast Cancer Awareness Month was over, I had started on my course of treatment. Since then, I have gone through 8 rounds of chemo, 3 surgeries, then 5 more rounds of chemo, and I am currently halfway through. I'm done with 3 weeks of my 6 weeks of radiation. So then I'll have 1 more surgery to look forward to, but then I can say I'm cancer-free, pretty much exactly a year after all of this started, and it's because of the event that you guys are doing. And that's just amazing. I don't know if you can really wrap your mind around it as 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, how impactful this really truly is. So I've learned a couple of things through my journey. Number 1, people are good, like truly good. I have had so much support from my community, from my students and volleyball players, complete strangers. I mean, I'll never understand the generosity of complete strangers. It's amazing. You guys, I think one of your schools has done one of the healing chairs. One of our staff and our students did a healing chair for me. We've had so many like volleyball pink outs and wrestling pink outs and basketball and softball, soccer. They all hosted different nights in my honor. The dance team did a special dance for us that my daughter got to go to it with me. And I think that's what's most amazing to me, is that I'm blown away by this generosity. But my 6-year-old, who is with me everywhere I go, she never leaves my side, obviously. And she's a very impressionable 6-year-old, especially with all you girls right here. Okay, she sees you in your awesome dresses, and she's, trust me, she's checking out all your dresses tonight. She's a fashion diva. And she looks up to you girls so much. And I just think of what the things that you guys are doing and the things that my students have done for me, and how that is leaving an impression on her. And I can't just help but hope and think that that's going to shape who she's going to be in the future as well, and the kind of teenager and young adult that she's going to grow up to be. She started out in preschool thinking she was going to be a princess when she grew up, and she's now saying she's going to be a cancer doctor. So I can't help but think that good things come from this. The other thing I've learned is that you have to be your own health advocate. You know your body better than anybody else does. So go home and talk to your moms, talk to your grandmas, your aunts, your sisters. Tell them to do self-checks. The number one thing I always hear when I tell people to start doing self-checks is that, oh, I don't think I would know what it felt like even if I did feel something, so that's why I don't do it. I just let my doctor do it. No, you know. I was kind of the same way. I didn't think I would know what it felt like. You know your own body, and you know when something's not right in there. So tell people, get your moms and all those women in your life that mean so much to you, tell them to start doing those self-checks, okay? I hope that you guys have such a successful event on Tuesday, in that all the women that come and watch your game leave the game and go home and do those self-checks, and maybe they'll find nothing, and that's okay. But maybe they'll start getting in the habit of doing those checks every month and catch something earlier than if they hadn't done those checks for themselves. They weren't in that habit. So that, to me, would be a successful event for you guys. Okay? Thank you again so much for having me, and best of luck on Tuesday and with the rest of your seasons. Thank you.
Thank you again for sharing with all these girls. I hope you girls have a good time tonight and also Tuesday night. Your coaches, I bet they always talk at games and practices, but they don't want to say anything now. So, is there any other thing?